Hello everyone, and welcome back to Mass Effect 3. In the last episode, we saved Admiral Corus of the the civilian fleet, from the surface of Rannoch, where he'd crashed. This episode we'll be going down to the surface again, not to destroy the Reaper base, which is the main priority Rannoch mission coming up next, but indeed we're going to shut down this Geth server that's powering Geth fighter squadrons, which are decimating the Quarian fleet. Now I am going to bring Taralee and Liara down with me, but this choice is basically completely irrelevant, as too is my choice of weapons, which will make a lot more sense once we're on the surface.
Commander, it is as we feared. Geth squadrons have begun massing on a path to intercept our live ships.
Understood, Admiral Ron. We're almost at the server. Keep us posted. What's our status?
We remain undetected on encrypted Geth channels. Resistance is likely only within the server.
Within? It's that big?
You misunderstand. Direct virtual interface is necessary to extract Geth from the server. You must enter our consensus.
You want me to virtually interact with the Geth?
That's insane! You're talking about a virtual world built for synthetics. Hostile Geth synthetics.
I'm not a machine. How do I go into a virtual world?
Your species has experimented with virtual interfaces. You saw this on Project Overlord.
I saw how it almost unleashed a rogue AI human hybrid on the galaxy.
We have refined the interface they created and have equipment from Normandy to facilitate safe contact. We request your trust.
I have your back, Legion. Even if I don't quite understand why you need it.
You are an unknown. This is an advantage. Geth security is not adept at targeting organic thought processes. While we occupy the system's intrusion countermeasures, you will disable the squadrons by removing Geth from the server.
If it saves the live ships, we've got to try it.
Telemetry data predicts this operation has a high chance of success. There is little time. We will bypass security while you secure safe landing.
Wait, you're not gonna... Let's set the shuttle down by the cliff. This is it?
Yes. Hostile Geth fighter squadrons are networked to this server. Due to restricted resources, it is best if you connect alone.
Let's do it.
Initiating peer network integration. Proceed to docking port. Mapping to consensus. Remain still. Shepard Commander, access movement during an upload is discouraged. Shepard Commander, we acknowledge your integration into the server. We welcome you to our consensus.
What is this?
We've installed filters to allow you to make visual sense of this server's raw data. Your mind perceives our world as something familiar.
I wouldn't call this familiar. Where are you?
Here,
You look different.
we have made ourselves visually distinct for your convenience.
What about Geth already in here?
You will perceive Geth as surveillance footage, audio logs, sensor records. We do not require bodies, as our software communes. Our hardware is merely a tool. This is our true world. As we remove Geth, it will grow dark.
And what does turning off the lights do to the Geth back in the real world?
The Geth fighter squadrons communicate with platforms on their spacecraft via this server. We will sever that connection. We will ensure there are no transfers or backups. This server will fall silent.
This is like wiping out a city, isn't it?
We have no choice in this matter. It is a question of survival. There are 2 communication nodes on this server. We must access them to disable the hostile Geth's fighters. We must protect your exit port, but you will not be alone. We will maintain contact and assist. Establishing connection to access point.
So, this is one of the more trippy missions in the game, I will freely admit. But it's very cool the way it kind of works, that this is... We've basically gone inside the Geth matrix, if you will. And
Warning, connection blocked by infected code. Use our combat software to disrupt the infection.
I wondered what the gun was for.
This foreign code is a manifestation of the old mission signal.
You're surprised the Reapers are all over your servers?
We did not anticipate such extensive infection.
but yeah, to kind of get your head around this mission, think about like the Matrix.
Okay, I gotta ask, why a gun?
We wish to provide familiar equipment.
And thanks, I think.
The idea of like an organic mind uploading itself into a computer is essentially what's going on here. And while we have this gun that we're using, a kind of modified Geth Spitfire that we're using to blast these chunks out of the way, what is actually going on under the hood is that we are using Legion's, well, we're kind of targeting Legion's custom written software to target, to delete Reaper code.
Proceed to the access point.
But in the same way that the world has been rewritten so that Shepard understands it, so has the way that Shepard interacts with that world.
Establishing connection to communication node. Error. Access denied.
Is the Reaper keeping you out?
Unknown. Please investigate.
So, our goal here
Warning.
is...
Reaper presence detected. Data cluster contains infected code. We require access to proceed.
So I kind of main goal... Oh, this little bit that's glowing orange is incredibly easy to miss. But this is actually a side mission. Reaper code fragment.
Code fragment. Let's see if I can take it along with me.
I believe we have actually already got the mission that goes to someone on the Citadel, but that's incredibly easy to miss because it doesn't look like a thing you should be able to interact with. As you'll notice, the gun just automatically regenerates ammo by itself, and our main goal here is to free up this kind of central server. This has a pretty linear...
We cannot proceed until we gain access to this data.
This has a pretty linear kind of pathway through it, because you can only follow these things as they kind of appear. Have I not freed this data cluster? Apparently not. Where's the other contact point for it? Oh, here. Missed it, clearly.
Accessing data cluster.
What is this?
Data clusters contain historical data. Your connection permits streaming of information from our archives.
You really want to rename the VI networks?
Absolutely. The mobile hardware release deserves a little ceremony. Unit 01. What is the Keelish word for servant of the people?
The word is Geth. Creator Zahak.
Yes. Very good.
Ancestors, you fuss over it.
Weren't you here until midnight fixing 01's circuitry?
Well, it needed resoldering.
Wasn't that footage from the past?
Why are the Quarians masked?
You process our memories by using your own. How many creators have you witnessed unmasked?
Good point.
It's the other really nice thing about this mission is that the kind of the actual
Must disrupt the infection on this data cluster to continue.
the actual kind of, in inverted commas, combat of this mission is pretty straightforward, but it's just a really interesting concept, and you get a lot of views into, you get these historical footage of the beginning of the Geth, and it is nothing short of fascinating. It's stuff I'd wanted to see since the beginning of Mass Effect.
Cluster contains information time-stamped 290 years ago. This unit detects no malfunctions. It is still capable of serving.
You see? It's ignoring all shutdown commands.
Please specify if it has failed assigned tasks. We will reprogram.
Well, let's take a look.
Creator, this unit is ready to serve. What has it done wrong?
Let's cut the audio.
You may proceed to the last data cluster.
Ooh, that's quite rough, that one. That it's literally, that's basically the first Geth to become conscious, and it's the Quarians are feeling like, oh no, we have to shut it down. Whereas the reality is they don't have to shut it down. And, wow. It, of course, does not want to be shut down because it feels like it's alive, and it's that whole, what has this unit done wrong? It is well done and hard-hitting. I've got myself all bamboozled. Huh, there we go. Don't know exactly how I missed that.
Accessing data cluster.
We've got escaped Geth. They're pinned.
Open fire.
One's going for a weapon.
So who won?
The platform arming itself was an agricultural unit. By opening fire on attacking creators, it saved simpler domestic Geth following it.
That looks a lot like the sniper rifle you used to carry.
It is an efficient model. Establish connection with the remaining server node.
Hello, Commander. Are you there?
Yes, technically. What's your status, Admiral Ron?
The Geth squadrons have arrived, but something is amiss. Half their fighters have stopped functioning. We will continue to hold out as long as we can.
Legion, give me an update.
One node remains.
What's wrong?
Infection programs are increasing. We have restabilized. You must continue. Shepard Commander, the Reaper code has adapted. It can now self-replicate.
Give me the growth back.
Yes. However, disrupting vulnerable points in the infection may slow down its replication.
So, two things. Firstly, you might have seen there what I did was actually targeted a bit of infection higher on to weaken the one that was actually blocking my path and mean that would have stopped self-replicating. Second, it's never been canonically confirmed any more than that shot, but it's certainly in that last scene heavily implied that Legion, in fact, was very much among those first Geth to repel and was rebel against the Quarians and was perhaps the first one to have armed itself against the Quarians, which is quite cool to see.
We require access to this data cluster. Disrupt Reaper infection to proceed.
So, here again, if I try to destroy this bit, it will regenerate. So we need to find the weak point that links to that one, which is this one here. Once that's been chased back to its node, then you can chase this one away and it won't self-replicate and can destroy the infection on the node itself. It's a bit more of a complex thing and it's than we've seen so far. So you basically kind of just need to work your way from the outside of thinking actually Oh, that healed again. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Point to the infection. Disrupting it will slow the infection's ability to replicate.
Yeah, that you're not actually targeting necessarily the one that's the one that you want to be targeting, if you wait, by the way, the gun's ammo comes back, do you actually first want to target everything starting from as far away as possible and slowly kind of bringing it in. So up here, for example, we'd bring in this one first and weaken that node, which will then let us rinse that one. No, it won't, because there's another vulnerable node there, and Legion tells us every time. Like, we're stupid. That should do it, though.
Out of the way!
You can't do this to them!
I said step away from the Geth!
This is insane! We need the Geth! You can't just destroy them for asking.
Time's up! Throw her in with the others.
Looks like the war wasn't popular with everyone.
We have kept records of these creators' sacrifices. They have largely been forgotten by their own people, but not by the Geth.
That's a pretty powerful moment as well, that the Geth remember the Quarians that fought for them. I was pointing that way, but we can't easily seem to get there. It's quite easy to get turned around in here with the way that platforms just kind of form in front of you. It's very serpent holes feel to it. I'll try and turn myself back around. Oh, I needed to pull this one in, that's why. And with that, here's the last one, and I believe this one's not infected. Oh no, it isn't infected, this node. Oh, but that one is. So if we chase that away, then that should let me clear this one in front, which I might need to... Oh no, we're fine, cool. Yeah, it's slightly odd to do this thing where you have to basically target further away. That one is actually not the one that looks like a threat. Right. So, here is the final data cluster.
We cannot establish a connection without access to this data
So
cluster.
that goes into there, which then comes out to there. So that is actually where I need to start, is to pull this one in. Then that should be the only one that's stabilizing this node, I believe. Get off there. Yep, cool. Then if we chase this one away, which is blocking the path anyway. This goes into there. So sever that weak point, and there's another one up there to sever. Now, having brought both of those in, should now stop this from regenerating. Wonderful. We're making some progress. It's an interesting kind of puzzly thing in this, and this is why I said, by the way, that your squad and choice of weapons don't matter at all, because they don't. Because you are entirely within the consensus using the... Ah, yes, there it is. I see it.
Disrupt the infection at this spot. It will slow regrowth long enough to access the data cluster.
Yeah, there's no normal fighting in this, so your choice of squad and weapon.
This data comes from a period during which the creators declared martial law.
Get units and come out of the safe house. This is your final warning.
Creator Megara, this unit does not understand. It has not taken part in hostilities.
It doesn't matter to them. I need to get you out of here.
This conflict exceeds creator safety parameters. We will surrender our hardware if it ends hostilities.
No, it's all right. We'll go back to the access tunnel later. Oh!
Creator Megara, what is your status? Creator Megara. As time passed, the creators who opposed martial law in Rannoch were ultimately outnumbered.
And this is obviously then before the final move, which was when the Geth ultimately drove the Geth off Rannoch, which, well, we'll have to find out. Wait until next episode to find out about that, really. Legion is up there, but we will deal with that a little later. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We've come deep inside the Geth consensus, but we're going to finish that up next episode, and I hope you'll join me then. Thank you very much, and good day.